Yo, what is going on, guys? Your boy Russ back again with some more Madden 17 Ultimate Team. Guys, shout out to my boy GERBIL, who is a mod in my streams. I'm sure some of you guys know who GERBIL is, but he supports the channel like crazy. He ended up letting me borrow this 99 overall Donovan McNabb for a gameplay. I haven't really been able to get any of these, 99, 98 Ultimate Legends, because I've tried to look at the sets, but the fucking 91 or whatever, 92 are always insanely expensive, and I haven't been able to get these cards. So luckily I was able to try this one out on stream. For those of you that were in this stream when I tried out this card, shout out to you. Unfortunately, I did have to give him back to him pretty much right after. So after the first game, so I wasn't able to go into solo challenges and try a couple of things. But I can say that I think I saw everything I needed to see from him that is important in this game. And you guys will see that there were some problems with this card that really bugged me, and one of them being overthrows. It did seem like he overthrew a lot of passes, and not like I was high pointing or anything like that, but he was just missing some throws. Also, running the ball, he's fine. I mean, obviously with 89 speed, you can expect what you can expect. I mean, 89 speed is enough to get you around. I can't really say much about that. I'm sure you guys already know, how 89 speed would work. Is he elusive? I would say so. Yeah, he seems to move around the pocket pretty well. He seems to run pretty much, in and out. He seems to run like that pretty well. I think it ran like that way a couple of times. He does throw out routes very well is what I noticed. Like right there, that was a dot on the sideline. But it seems like on the run is a little bit questionable. And, take that as you will with throw on the run. If you don't throw on the run a lot, I don't really see why you would be getting a speed quarterback like him, even though his throwing stats are very good. But right here, that was a perfect throw in between three people, and Kelvin Benjamin just dropped it. I mean, that happened a couple of times on stream. If you guys were watching the stream, right there, a overthrow that, wide open pass. I don't think I high pointed that one. That was just a bad pass by him. In fact, I know I didn't high point that one because he was wide open. And this dude had Jay Ajayi. And you guys can see, he's just running over people. Granted, that was Odell Beckham Jr., and I forgot to make my sub to put in Paul Krause. But Paul Krause got bullied a couple of times, too. But right here, OBJ just getting stiff-armed again. But Donovan McNabb, what I can say about him is that he seems to run well. He seems to pass well in some situations, but he does overthrow the ball. I didn't really see anywhere he missed, he was trying to throw it to the sideline. It seemed like he made all those throws. But it was the overthrows. You're trying to throw downfield, trying to, just pass lead upfield is where he missed throws. So I'm going to give you guys the grade a little bit early because this gameplay was actually pretty good. I would say that Donovan McNabb is kind of a wild card. I'd say you pick him up and, heed my warning that he will overthrow some passes and take that as you will. I still always recommend 95 Russell Wilson. He's been solid for me. Granted, he misses those as well, but every quarterback does. It just seems like Donovan McNabb, every time I would throw a deep ball, it would be a problem. Like he would almost overthrow pretty much everything down the field, and it was definitely an issue. Definitely in my mind, I was always thinking, what if he overthrows this? So I will give you guys my grade on him, and I will give him a C-. The reason I do that is because I think he's middle of the pack, and I think he does some things well and does some things not well. And for a 99 overall, that honestly just seems kind of unacceptable for how expensive he is. I mean, obviously, if you're going to spend I think it's like 500, 600, maybe even 700K. I'm not exactly sure how much he goes for. You should expect to get a really good quarterback that doesn't overthrow everything on the regular. But you guys saw we did end up throwing it right at him. I mean, why the fuck not? I mean, why wouldn't we? We ended up throwing it right at him. It was a really bad pass by me. I was stuck on like the 1 or 2 yard line. And 4th and 1, we end up stopping him again. So 2 goal line stands, up 3-0. We have to get ourselves out of bad position again. And this is one of those throws that Russell Wilson normally makes for me, and he will nail those throws, and McNabb missed that one. I mean, he was open, and it actually made me want to run with Janovich, the glitch, instead. Like, it was pretty bad. That was a throw that I was like, okay, so this guy overthrows passes on the regular. Like, he does it regularly, and it's definitely an issue. But, what I can say about this card is he does everything you would think he would do well. Run the ball and be able to throw the short and medium passes. But then again, you can't really say there's a lot of cards that are like him that will nail the short and medium passes. You need him to nail the deep throw, and McNabb definitely had problems with that. So would I recommend McNabb? No, I really wouldn't. If I had to recommend him to somebody, I really wouldn't. I wouldn't say, like, if somebody came up to me and said, dude, I'm looking for a quarterback, I don't mind how much I spend, I'm looking for like a 99 overall, I would say I would definitely not recommend McNabb. Definitely not. But right here, Randy Moss does make a nice catch at the 15. And McNabb rolling out, and I'm looking towards the end zone. I don't see much. We end up just dumping it to Jack Doyle. We end up getting about 6 yards right there. With a minute left, we're chewing clock, trying to make sure that this is like the last possession of the game. And then we find Jimmy Graham at the very edge of the end zone for the touchdown. And that was a pretty good throw on the run by McNabb. Like I said, he does some things well. 10-0 now with 26 seconds left. The dude ends up throwing a pick to Jalen Ramsey at the 35-yard line. McNabb rolling out, pressure in his face. I had to throw it away right away because we're barely in field goal range by a couple yards, and I didn't want to get knocked out of it. And then all of a sudden, this dude was just getting block sheds from hell, and we weren't able to do shit. So we ended up just running right here, trying to waste the clock and, just bring it down to like 2 seconds, kick our field goal, and sure enough, we do that. So we do go up 13-0 before half. So we are in prime position to get this win. This was actually a playoff game for me. If you guys were in that stream, you guys know how the playoffs ended. Do not remind me. Anyway, 2nd and 2, Jay Ajayi running, not getting much, to the 36-yard line. 1st and 10, Ajayi running again. This dude ran a lot of stretch. And I mean a lot of stretch. I mean, he ran it a lot. I can't really say much else than that. He ran a lot of stretch, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. Once I got a hang of it, of how to stop it, it was pretty simple to stop. The thing about him was he would run ISO, draws, and stuff like that out of the same formation, so it was a little bit frustrating to try to stop at times, but I think I eventually started to stop it, and we have a 13-0 lead right now, so I think I'm doing a pretty good job at mainly, well, I mean, we haven't really stopped them in the middle of the field. It's mainly at the goal line is that we have stopped them. 2 goal line stands have really helped us to get to this lead. So Ajayi trying to run outside again, nothing much. 15 rushes for 86 yards, still having a good game, but no touchdown, so nothing to really show for it. 3rd and 8. He does end up converting 1st and 10, running another stretch play, and this time we have it completely clogged. There's nowhere for him to go. Ends up losing 2. 2nd and 12. He's running with it. Looks like Tavon Austin, actually, and not getting much. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10. Really good pass play by him, and he ends up cutting in, which was a big mistake because now he's at the 6-yard line, and he has not had a good time on the goal line thus far. So we got to make sure that we keep him out of the end zone to keep it a 2-score game, of course, and he's going to have to go for it. If he kicks a field goal, it's meaningless going into the 4th quarter, and we end up stopping him on 3rd and goal. 4th and goal, he rolls out to the right from the 7-yard line. Nobody is open. We got this game locked down, but somehow he completes that pass, and that facepalm, that is the 3rd facepalm of the video. That's how you know how bad it is. That one is for EA. What the fuck, dude? I mean, this guy, obviously, that was the only read he could go to. At that point, there was nothing else for him to go to. He did what he had to do. He had to just throw it up. And it gets caught, man. Like, I don't understand how the fuck that happens. After all that time, the coverage playing great, all of a sudden, they just leave, and there's that one small spot in the coverage that ends up getting me dotted. So that's unfortunate, but now if we can get in field goal range, that was a nice dot by McNabb right there to Will Fuller. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. This dude started calling his timeouts way too early, and I mean way too early. And at this point, he ends up pausing and kind of just leaving it there, right? So he ends up just running this pause out. We end up getting back into the game, and he actually ends up calling a timeout. And at this point, I was like, okay, he's just going to pause, call timeout, and then wait again. But he ends up quitting anyway, so I don't know what his deal was, what he was planning to do, but I guess he just thought, okay, the game's over. I was going to go up by 2 scores. Granted, he may have blocked the field goal. I doubt it, but we would have been up 16-7 in the driver's seat. We would have been able to waste a lot more time. May have just ran the clock out from there. But anyway, did hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, grade on McNabb is a C-. Did hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, Dangerous Army, I'm out.
Like a Hellcat.